Welcome back to Fred Achando Analysis, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me to request you to subscribe to our channel if you are watching for the first time. Click the notification bell so that YouTube will notify you whenever we do a video like this, and give many likes to our videos. When you give us many likes, you support and raise the revenue stream. Some of us take this job as a full-time job, and so as you watch our videos, note that you are our employers, and we respect you and say a very big thank you wherever you are. Dr. Martin Hallo is a professor in the University of Nairobi, and he is giving a lot of critique in the style and manner in which William Samoei Ruto is handling the economy of Kenya. And Martin is indicting the UDA economic strategist, Mr. David Ndii. One of the things that he's saying, ladies and gentlemen, is that according to William Ruto, the cost of living that was at the height of their campaigns, that he said he would bring down, to him is unga. That is what he's saying. And he's saying that he does not understand whether it is David Ndii who is advising this government to assume that the cost of living only reflects to maize. Why is he saying this? He's saying that just recently, Infotract gave a verdict after conducting some opinion polls. And in some quarters, William Ruto scored. But when it comes to the cost of living, Kenyans pronounce themselves and give William Ruto a D, grade D. I don't know what that means, whether it is 20% or not. And that means that Kenyans have looked at William Ruto 100 days as he promised, 100 days after taking oath of office. And they are saying that there are no signs or symptoms that the cost of living will come down, because when William Ruto was campaigning, he had accused the former regime, Uhuru Kenyatta and his handshake brother, Raila Amolo Odinga, as the duo that were responsible for the mess, according to them, of the economic situation that we are in. They have always indicated that they inherited a dilapidated economy. And so he promised that immediately he takes oath of office and places the Bible down, then he will fix the economy. But you've listened to the president saying that they want to subsidize fertilizer, and their explanation is coiled around cheap fertilizer, which they say that will aid the production of maize. And according to them, after giving subsidies on fertilizer, it means they feel that they are done with the cost of living. I don't know whether you've listened to this. And so the professor is saying this, that the cost of living is a complex of very many things coiled together. He was giving an example that if you go to Karatina during the production of cabbage, you will realize that this green veggies is rotting in Karatina because they lack a proper transport system. And so he is saying this, that David Ndii should do much more than whatever he's doing, and advise this government that apart from aiding production and subsidizing things like fertilizer, they should go further and ensure that there will be transport. Because if you have bumpy harvest, and it is not the first time that Kenya is expecting bumpy harvest, very many times we've had farmers in Bungoma and Eldoret saying that they produced enough. But for this production, or for the products to reach the consumer, sometimes the government has to come in and aid the farmers so that their products can reach the consumers. So he is giving a red flag that the government should be wary that they are only considering just one line of the cost of living. Further to his statements, he is stating that once you have aided the production by, giving subsidies on fertilizers, he is giving this question, and I want you to help me answer this question. Not every Kenyan is a farmer. There are people who earn a living in other areas. So he's saying, by subsidizing unga or subsidizing your fertilizer, how does it go a long way to help someone who is not a farmer? Is there any direct relations of how this is going to help? And then there is the question of abandoning the subsidies that were placed by the previous regime. And this is how he argues his case. That the cost of living would mean that there is a parent who will be taking his child to school, and you have removed all the subsidies that were placed as a mitigation measure on school fees. And then you tell him that we have given farmers cheap fertilizer and this will bring down the cost of living, but then the cost of taking your child to school is high. So how does it help you? An ordinary mwananchi, a hustler, who was promised that the cost of living would come down, is still paying exorbitantly the cost of electricity, both the prepaid and postpaid. Why? Because there was a subsidy that had been placed on electricity, and with effect from 1st this month, there was a 15% increase in your token. And in fact, I analyzed these, and some of our fans and supporters in this channel sent a screenshot of just how they bought this token and how it cost and the exorbitant changes that have taken place. So this is the question that they're asking. Do you believe, after that a short explanation, or are you convinced that the cost of living is not only food, and it does not only mean that you will rectify everything by giving cheap fertilizer? As we speak, ladies and gentlemen, everything has gone high. The subsidy on fuel was also removed. So tell someone who is going to job, maybe who's going to job using his vehicle, that the cost of fuel is high, but he should be waiting maybe in the next 3 to 6 months for the cost of maize to come down just because fertilizers have been subsidized. Does it make sense? And so on this, I want to agree with the professor who is indicting the economic model of the UDA government, that they should not look at just one side. The cost of living encompasses very many things. And then he says that the government is arguing that they want to take back this economy where the former president Mwai Kibaki left it. And he says that there is a lot of ambitious statements from the government. And he even says that it is not bad to dream to become Akibaki in the way he was handling his economy. But this is the difference he notes. That Kibaki seemed to have a proper plan on where he wanted to take this country. And so is William Ruto, who seems to have a plan. But now the difference that is coming very much crystal clear between the former president and the current president is that William Ruto really talks a lot about politics. And it seems that he wants to fix politics so that politics can fix the economy. But the professor is saying this, that it is vice versa. That if you look at Mwai Kibaki, he fixed the economy and then automatically politics fixed itself. And he's saying that politics and economy are intertwined, but you must fix the economy so that politically everything will be fixed. But William Ruto seems to be trying so much hard, burning midnight oil to fix politics, thinking that this will fix the economy. And he's saying that it is wrong, and David D, who is their main and chief economic strategist, must see this so that they talk less and get down to work. You've seen the quarrel between the Nairobi governor and the deputy president, the Cold War between the deputy president and the chief minister. This is not going to work, and it is not going to help the Ruto administration to realize its dreams. The third, and I think the last one, they're saying that William Ruto seems to have adopted a Moi kind of economic strategy where there was full of roadside answering and declarations. You tell Ruto that there is a certain project that you're lacking in your area, there is like he will be directing you to the cabinet secretary who is handling that, and he wants a kind of instant coffee solution where you say it and it is being fixed immediately. This is the problem. If you talk to people who studied how Moi was handling the economy then, Moi used to make roadside declarations. You tell him tukufurahi sisi hatuna maji, he will be directing the Minister of Water Resources ya kwamba ensure that you give them water, without sitting down with a proper plan on where this money is going to come from. And he's saying that is the difference between William Ruto and Moi then compared to Mwai Kibaki. Mwai Kibaki, he says, had the right team in place. People like Professor Anyang' Nyong'o was in the Department of Planning. You see, for you to achieve any economic agenda or anything in life, it starts with proper planning. Then you must have the right people in place who will help you to achieve your economic agenda. And so he's saying that if you look at the kind of appointments that were made, some of them have got questionable character, cannot pass chapter 6 of the Constitution. Some of them have got very questionable academic backgrounds. And he's saying that they might not really help to achieve what William Ruto wants. And lastly, he says that working with the economic model of the bottom up, according to them, bottom up was giving loans, the hustler fund, to the hustler. A loan that, if you looked at the records that were released recently, people have taken this loan, but a very small percentage have paid back. And it looks like they were given this money, chukweni niliwa promise, na hakuna mtu anakuja kuwadai. And so he will tell them, I gave you the money, maybe haukurudisha, ndio maana I did not fix the economy. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to just conclude by asking a question. Looking at all the parameters that the professor of the University of Nairobi was looking at, do you believe he is right? Because some people feel that William Ruto is facing a lot of opposition from very many quarters. Do you think he is right? Kindly share with me in the comment section.